It was 3 in the morning when the phone rang. That is never a good sign. Unknown number. Then the distorted voice said, my name, and I knew exactly who it was. The boss needs you. Now. A truck will pick you up in 10 minutes. I got dressed as fast as I could. My hands were shaking. A black Suburban was already waiting outside. Engine running, tinted windows. I got in without saying a word. 2 bodyguards up front, armed to the teeth. But let me tell you how I got here. 6 months ago, my life was completely normal. Systems engineer, good salary, quiet apartment, boring life. Then the company made cuts. Overnight, I was out of a job. The debts started piling up. Rent, credit cards, the car, everything was closing in. A college friend called me. He said he knew someone who needed my skills. Do not ask too many questions. Just say yes. The money is very good, he whispered. They told me to meet them at a luxury restaurant. I arrived in my old car, nervous as hell. A man in a suit greeted me. Friendly smile, but eyes cold as ice. We need someone who understands networks, encryption, systems, someone discreet. He showed me a stack of cash under the table, more money than I had ever seen in my life. I accepted. At that moment, I did not know I was signing my own sentence. The first job was simple. Set up encrypted phones for a communications network. Then came the cameras, a surveillance system for a warehouse on the outskirts of town. The money arrived on time. Every week, an envelope with more than I made in a month. I moved to a new apartment, new car, new clothes, the good life, or so I thought. But the rules were clear. No questions, no talking to anyone, you do not exist. I never saw the boss in person. Only encrypted messages and a distorted voice on the phone. Every job was more complicated than the last. And I could no longer pretend I could say no, but let us go back to the present. The truck moved through dark streets without saying where. After half an hour, we reached a mansion hidden in the hills. 4-meter walls, cameras everywhere. This was another level. They walked me through hallways I had wired myself months earlier. We went down to a basement. A steel door opened with facial recognition. Inside, it looked like NASA. Screens, servers, antennas. My most ambitious creation. A voice came out of the shadows. Deep, calm, but cold enough to freeze my blood. We have a problem. The Sinaloa cartel intercepted our communications. I need you to rebuild the entire network from scratch. You have 12 hours. They assigned me a team of 3 people. Technicians like me, with the same terrified faces. We started working. New servers, new protocols, everything from zero. I configured an encrypted radio system as backup, frequencies that changed every minute. I created fake digital identities, false trails to confuse the enemy. One of the technicians came up behind me. He whispered, "We need to get out of here." I ignored him. I could not trust anyone. Just finish the job and survive. The hours passed. Coffee, energy drinks, my eyes burned from exhaustion. By 7 in the morning, the new network was 80% complete. We tested the encrypted channels. Everything worked. For now, a guard brought us food. He watched us while we ate. Not a single word. We could not leave the room until everything was ready. That was the order. Then a notification appeared on one of the surveillance monitors. An intercepted message from the old channel. Someone had not changed frequency. I opened it out of habit, but what I read left me completely frozen. The engineer knows too much. We need to solve that problem this week. My heart stopped. They were talking about me, about getting rid of me. I played it cool, closed the message like nothing had happened, but inside, I was dying. My hands shook over the keyboard. I had to think fast. Options. Running was impossible. The mansion was a fortress. I needed a plan. The technician who wanted to escape was watching me from his station. Our eyes met. I had to finish the job to stay alive. But I also had to prepare for the worst. While rebuilding the network, I started creating a hidden access point, a backdoor, an entry point only I knew about, my digital life insurance. I uploaded copies of everything, transactions, contacts, routes, all encrypted in the cloud. If anything happened to me, those files would automatically go to 10 different addresses. The guard stepped closer behind me. "You are sweating a lot, engineer. Everything okay?" "Yes, we are almost done. Just normal stress." I smiled the best I could. The network was almost ready, 90% and climbing. The satellite phone rang. The boss's voice, cold as always. "How much longer?" "2 more hours, sir. I need to verify the protocols." I lied to buy time. The technician slid a folded paper under the desk. I grabbed it without anyone seeing. "I have a contact at the DEA. They can get us out. But they need what you have." My blood ran cold. Was this a trap? A test from the boss to check my loyalty? If this guy was an infiltrator, my life depended on making the right decision. But if he was telling the truth, this was my only way out of hell. I made the hardest decision of my life. I nodded slowly. He typed coordinates into a hidden screen, an extraction point. 3 in the morning, tomorrow. A dirt road 2 kilometers from here. But first, I had to survive tonight, and that was not guaranteed. Network complete, 100%. Every protocol verified and working. I presented the results to the boss. Everything worked perfectly. He seemed satisfied. For the first time, I felt maybe they would not kill me today. Good work, engineer. But his voice was still cold as death itself. I need you to stay for one last thing. Come with me. It was not a question. He took me to another room, a room full of servers I had not installed. I need you to decrypt these files. They belong to the enemy cartel. We intercepted them last night. While decrypting, I started seeing what the files contained. Financial records, money laundering routes, accounts in Switzerland, Panama, the Cayman Islands, billions of dollars. And the worst part, names, politicians, generals, judges, all on the cartel payroll. This information could bring down entire governments, and I had it in my hands. That was when I understood why they wanted me dead. I already knew too much, but now I knew even more. Ironically, I was the most dangerous man in that building. I copied everything to my secret backup, every file, every name, every bank account. If they were going to kill me, I was taking all of them with me. That was my guarantee. I finished the decryption. I showed the boss only half of the information. He looked pleased with the results, but he did not let me go home. From now on, you live here, engineer. You know too much to be walking around free. My worst fears had come true. Now I was the boss's prisoner. The door closed with a lock. Bed, bathroom, nothing else. My new cell. My new cell. I collapsed onto the bed, staring at the ceiling, thinking how to get out of this. Then I remembered. The phone. I had hidden it inside my left shoe. A prepaid cell I bought just in case. Small, impossible to detect in a search. I dialed the DEA number the technician had given me. 3 rings. Someone answered. I gave the coordinates, the mansion's location, everything I knew in 30 seconds. 3 a.m, be ready. I hung up and hid the phone again. The hours passed like centuries. Every sound made the hair on my neck stand up. 2:55 a.m, 5 minutes until everything changed. Boom! An explosion shook the entire mansion. The walls trembled. Shouts, gunfire, helicopters. The unmistakable sound of a raid. The DEA had arrived. Smoke grenades, flashlights cutting through the dark. Black figures moved down the hallways. The guards ran in every direction, shooting blindly. Nobody remembered me. My door was kicked open. DEA, get on the ground. Now, they shouted, with weapons aimed at me. I dropped to the floor, hands behind my head, face against the cold concrete. They cuffed me, dragged me through a hallway filled with smoke and rubble. Outside, I saw them bringing out the boss in handcuffs. For the first time, I saw his face. He was just a man, short, fat, ordinary face. The devil looked like an accountant. Red and blue lights everywhere. Helicopters, dozens of agents, assault dogs. They separated me from the rest of the detainees, took me to a different vehicle. An agent sat across from me. Are you the engineer? The one who sent the files? I nodded. I could not speak. My whole body shook like I had a fever. We have a deal for you. Witness protection in exchange for your full testimony. I signed without thinking twice. Anything was better than a bullet in the head. New city, new name, new life. That was 2 years ago. Now I work in a computer shop. I fix laptops and install antivirus software. But I never sleep well. Every noise at night wakes me up. Every shadow follows me. Every time a phone rings at night, I still hear his voice, and my heart tries to jump out of my chest. I learned something. Some prisons do not have bars, and some sentences never end.